Tornadoes. A phenomenon caused by warm, moist air and cool or dry air forming a supercell which, if the conditions are right, causes tornadoes. Personally, I believe it's the scariest thing Mother Nature has to offer, with infamous tornadoes like the 1997 F5 Gerald Deadman Walking Tornado, the 2013 El Reno EF5, and the 1999 Bridge Creek Moore, Oklahoma F5. But what about Canada and some of the lesser known tornadoes? Apart from the US and its infamous Tornado Alley, Canada is the second most common place for tornadoes to occur, which brings us to the widely unknown and misunderstood Kapuskasing Tornadoes, and how they could have gone bad. By August 19th, 2015, Environment Canada had issued a severe thunderstorm warning for pretty much the entirety of eastern Ontario, with towns like Thunder Bay waiting to get hit by it that very day. But something else happened. As civilians about 7 hours away in the town of Kapuskasing got ready for the night, nothing happened. Everybody went to bed as planned, woke up, and went about their day. Unbeknownst to them, two fairly large tornadoes had touched down that very night, only 18.8 miles apart from each other and an almost perfect line across from each other, with one being just around 8.5 miles away from the town's center and largest school. Now, while it's not unusual for there to be multiple tornadoes in an area in the same day, the nature of this occurrence and the lack of coverage on it, being that there is zero footage of these tornadoes, is unusual. So I've taken it upon myself to research it. According to Highways and Hailstones, in late August of the same year, probably not much longer after the tornadoes hit, pilot Troy Morgan, whilst in flight, discovered an unusually large swath of forest that seemed to have been destroyed and appeared almost flattened. And by November of that year, it was confirmed to have been EF1 damage from a tornado from that night on August 19, 2015. As a matter of fact, I live near Kapuskasing, and this tornado would have only been 7 miles away from my house. As of 2022 on Google Earth, the scar that the tornado made in the earth is still extremely noticeable, being right next to a road that, as far as I know, is widely used, and connects to the main town. So I'm highly sure it's extremely visible to this day, which was also confusing that the tornado was only noticed after the fact. But wait a second, didn't I just say there were two tornadoes? Well, that's the thing. At the time, because of the remote location, it was unknown by people that there was even a second tornado. And still to this day, the Wikipedia still states there was only one tornado in the area, which had me believing there was only one tornado before digging into this. But in July of 2016, almost an entire year after discovering the EF1, the same pilot found an even larger area of forest decimated by what looked to be another tornado, this time bigger. At its largest, it stretched 300 meters wide and went for 7.5 kilometers until dissipating. Had it continued, it would have went straight for the town of Kapuskasing. But upon measuring the distance between the two tornadoes, it looks like a straight line across, as if it dissipated and then touched back down as the weaker EF1 we just talked about. Now, this happened during the August storm that was mentioned, but 8:30 in mid-August would have been just about sunset, and nobody happened to notice two tornadoes that touched down, with one being less than 10 miles from the center of the city, and it being right next to roads and trails, which is why I thought I should talk about these tornadoes and get it cleared up. Unlike what those who know about this tornado and what Wikipedia thinks, there were in fact two separate tornadoes that happened in the same night, on opposite sides of the town. Nobody realized this until after the fact. Had those tornadoes not have dissipated, they could have carried on into surrounding towns or directly into Kapuskasing, as the EF2 seemed to have been doing before it dissipated. This serves as a reminder to me that no matter how rare it is for up here, it can happen to you, and that the town of Kapuskasing is extremely lucky that the tornadoes dissipated. And with that, unless anybody else has information on this, my research is done. I know this is different from my usual content, but this is just something that always interests me. So, thank you for watching.